Tanya, can you see somebody?
No, not on my end, but I see that we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, lovely.
Sanya, आप बताएं, how is your weekend going? The Women's Day. Any plans?
Pretty well. So far, not really. I was just मैंने सोचा ये था कि Women's Day पे ना अपनी जो fellow women founders हैं उनको I would send a sweet little note to them
How sweet.
to हाँ because उनमें से एक का आया है actually group में uh, encouraging all other female founders and hoping them well and wishing them well.
Amazing.
So I think it's a big deal हमारी country में ना to be a
It is,
female founder.
yes. And plus, I feel कि बड़ा हमारी country में I think उसका जो wholesome वाला part होता है ना, how wholesome it feels, that's also a major chunk.
Absolutely, बिल्कुल. And it takes a lot of effort on behalf of a lot of people. सिर्फ
Exactly.
एक खातून की effort नहीं होती. It takes a lot.
बिल्कुल, definitely. And I think NIC Islamabad, it's it's visible कि हमारे through कितने so we have 4 people, Sanya.
Oh, nice. I couldn't see that on my end.
Okay. You can use your phone
Okay.
साथ साथ.
हाँ, that's a really good idea. मेरे पास
Hello everybody. Assalamu alaikum. This is Aisha, the Communications and Design Manager at the National Incubation Center Islamabad, and I have with me Sanya Junaid. Sanya, please introduce
Hello,
yourself.
Assalamu Thank you, Aisha. So I'm Sania Junaid. I'm the incubation officer. I am part, along with Aisha, I am part of the uh, little team at NIC where everyone is doing their part to help uplift the startup ecosystem and especially female entrepreneurs. So today's live stream is mostly about it's an Ask Me Anything session. So let me start a bit about introducing the National Incubation Center. NIC is basically a government funded incubation center where we focus on uplifting startups, mostly tech based startups, but we have a lot of other verticals in tech as well. We have health tech, we have agri tech, we have, um,
Deep
Aisha,
tech,
what is deep tech?
deep
Yes,
tech. We have, we're really interested in AI-based startups. Health tech को हम बहुत
absolutely.
support करते हैं because पाकिस्तान में इस industry में बहुत potential है. Other
और
than
आज का
travel tech,
keeping
climate tech.
hmm, And keeping today's unique date in mind, today's 8th March, today is International Women's Day. And so today, our talk, this live stream, is focused specifically towards uh, the female entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs who might have any questions about NIC. We have the applications for our cohort 3 open. और बेसिकली इस लाइव स्ट्रीम में सवाल जवाब चलेंगे हम खूब सारी बातें करेंगे एंड वी वांट के आप लोग के जितने भी सवाल हैं दिस इज एन ओपन प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर यू गाइस सो
Plus,
फील
we
फ्री
have
टू
a special appearance. One of our incubated startup founder who is doing a great job, and I'm sure you guys will love talking to her and asking her questions. I think Sanya she's going to answer most of the questions on our behalf.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल so a lot of you might even have heard of the startup her name is Dr. Shaista and her startup is Fit Her. It is a platform built for basically it is for women's health. A lot of women they go through undiagnosed hormonal disorders, and the best way to target that is through physical activity. So Dr. Shaista, I won't give away too much about her startup. I'll have her introduce it herself. But Dr. Shaista is working really hard with lots of women and helping them foster better lifestyles. Let me just check in with her really quick, see if I can get her online.
Yeah, add her. So, guys, if you have any questions, I and Sanya would love to answer them. Please use the chat. Yes, of course. Startups बिल्कुल eligible हैं. बल्कि right now we do have one of the acceleration incubated startups जो कि e-commerce और के साथ उसकी industry overlap करती है. So we really encourage
Um,
you to apply.
Definitely. We have, so in addition to having them in our accelerator, we also have a couple in our incubation as well. We have a startup called Bazaar Online, and what they do is they focus on making, pushing the buyer and the vendor right together and eliminating the middleman. So it creates a better concept of reliability on the product as well.
The next
So I see
question.
another question of why not, yeah, why not give
Yeah, please.
startups a stipend? So a special thing about NIC is that it is headed by a big consortium of very powerful companies. We have Hashu Group, we have Poggi Foundation, we have Telenor, and the main benefit of perhaps why we don't offer stipends to our startups is we uplift our startups in different ways that empower them and enable them to get this funding on their own. We groom them, we have them, give presentations, make pitches, get to that level where when they pitch to these venture capitalists or these funding bodies, basically, they are able to pick up that funding.
And also, stipend, अगर आप investment से के perspective से question पूछ रहे हैं, so we don't give that stipend ourselves. So basically NIC आपको directly fund नहीं करता. NIC आपको connect करता है with investors in simpler language. आपको grant organization से connect करता है. तो we basically work on the connections, on making those connections and networks stronger for you, so that when you leave, when you graduate from NIC, तब भी आपके वो connections रहें. And this is like we really want to provide you with a lifetime support instead of just incubating you for 6 months and then leaving you all on your own.
Absolutely. Aisha, I just wanted to check in really quick. Instagram, are we live there?
Yeah, I let me just recheck.
While you do that, I'd like to talk a bit about our program at NIC. So the entire program is headed by the very competent our program manager, Kamran Tawfiq Khan, and it's spearheaded by the Founder Institute program, where startups they go through their sessions, weekly sessions, or and in these sessions, these startups, so founders come from all backgrounds, right? They could be a tech-based founder lacking business side or a business-based founder lacking the tech side. So this course really brings them all to one level. It helps everyone. हर किसी को आसानी होती है कि एक ही level पे आके they are able to build better businesses. I think the language part is being catered by both of us, right? NIC is located in H9, sector H9. It is Street 6, sector H9. अब तो address भी याद हो गया. It's a beautiful place.
Because whenever, क्योंकि usually लोगों को पता नहीं होता कि NIC कहाँ है, what is NIC. So it's basically वो magical address जो once you get to know, you won't stop coming here.
And अगर आप हमारे pages follow कर रहे हैं, our LinkedIn, our Instagram, हमारे events हो रहे होते हैं which are often open to the public. We have a lot of training sessions going on for multiple verticals, and it's a wonderful opportunity for all budding entrepreneurs to attend and a wonderful platform to learn and especially to network. I think you meet a lot of people at NIC और उसका अलग ही मजा होता है because then you find out कि जो startup ecosystem है ये कितना छोटा है. Everyone knows everyone who knows everyone.
Exactly. and plus you get to create so many connections.
बिल्कुल.
Sanya, I think we should talk about the cohort 3 key applications and why we want these people to apply.
Definitely. So फिलहाल हमारा cohort 3 की application process has started. It's open. And it's a three-tiered process. What we're going to be going through is right now the applications are open. You can send in your applications, you can apply, and in the meantime, we're holding these AMA sessions to create ease in applications. ताकि कोई आपका सवाल हो application के हवाले से, we'd be happy to answer them, those questions. Um, Beyond that, after the application process, there's going to be a screening process where these applications are reviewed by our team at NIC. हम एक एक एप्लीकेशन को हम खोल के देखेंगे, उसको एनालाइज करेंगे, उसको पढ़ेंगे और फिर आपको एक कॉल आएगी फॉर एन इंटरव्यू. इनिशियल इंटरव्यूज के बाद देयर इज गोइंग टू बी सिलेक्शन ऑफ फ्यू फॉर द जजिंग डेज. जजिंग डेज की डेट्स भी हमारे सोशल्स पे अनाउंस होंगी, सो दोज हु हैव अप्लाइड प्लीज कीप एन आई आउट देयर. And after the final judging day, our cohort 3 will be announced sometime during April, I believe, Aisha.
Yes. In the start of April, we're going to be announcing those dates. But before that, somebody has asked. I think you're mistaken. We actually have a very accessible location. क्यों Sanya? Because we have metro station nearby, plus वहाँ पे बहुत सारी
Definitely.
आपकी local transport भी होती है. Um, Literally, it's I
Plus,
think 5 to 7 minutes walk from the metro station.
and I think इस मौसम में especially it's a lovely walk.
Literally.
धूप होती है, हवा भी चल रही होती है. It's wonderful weather for that.
Okay, so talking about women founders, I would want कि हम इस live session को उसी को dedicate करें. Sanya, would you want to tell कि हम women founders को किस तरह से empower करते हैं?
I will definitely, but before that, I wanted to address this question. Applying method बता दें. जी, applying method ये है कि आप हमारी वेबसाइट पे जाएं nicislamabad.com पे और वहाँ पे हमारा एक एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म है. आप उसको भर दें and we will get your application. My suggestion would be कि आप उस एप्लीकेशन को आराम से और तसल्ली से भरिएगा. थोड़ी सी डिटेल एप्लीकेशन है, but it's a wonderful way for us to get to know you as a founder और अपने business को अच्छी तरह से उसको उसमें describe कर दिएगा. And happy Women's Day to
Exactly.
you too.
So I would like to add कि आज हम एक वीडियो लाइव कर रहे हैं on our socials जिसके अंदर our program manager Kamran Tawfiq Khan shares how to fill in the application form. So that would be really helpful for you guys in filling in the application, in filling in an effective application. Because application may, I would, as Sanya said, I would like to reiterate कि आपकी application के questions really reflect how serious as a founder you are and कितनी detail में आपको अपने startup के बारे में एक चीज clear है. So just put in all your efforts and time into that and rest. Leave it on your luck.
So NIC Islamabad के बारे में एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ ये है कि since we do get a lot of idea based startups as well. हमारे पास 3 stages पे startups आते हैं, different stages पे. So when NIC incubates these startups, we don't take any equity, right? We don't have any financial stake in that startup. So whatever we give, whatever support we offer, it is, without any of that equity wala beech mein element. Like traditional international accelerators, that's why we don't offer equity-based funding. Plus, we're primarily an incubator. We do have an acceleration program as well, but I hope that answers your question.
Is there any specification about what should be the business relevant to? Not really. हम ज़्यादा support करते हैं tech-based startups को, जिसमें आपके different verticals आ जाते हैं, like we mentioned before, deep tech, health tech, ed tech, climate tech, travel tech, all of those. But अगर आपका आइडिया, जो एक फैक्टर हम देखते हैं जो मेजरली आपके मार्क्स और आपको सेट अपार्ट करता है फ्रॉम द क्राउड ऑफ एप्लीकेशंस वी हैव, वो ये होता है कि आपका आइडिया कितना इनोवेटिव है एंड हाउ स्केलेबल इट इज. सो किस तरह से हम आपके आइडिया को, बिजनेस मॉडल को आपको स्केल करने में हेल्प कर सकते हैं, एक्सेलरेट करने में हेल्प कर सकते हैं. So yes, I think you should be more focused on how innovative the idea is.
दूसरी बात, आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड कि आपके स्टार्टअप में एक टेक बेस्ड एलिमेंट जरूर होना चाहिए. NIC इस्लामाबाद का वी हैव अ मैंडेट दैट वी आर गोइंग टू incubate मोस्टली टेक बेस्ड स्टार्टअप्स. तो इस तरह से लाइक आयशा मेंशन्ड, आपके हर एलिमेंट में साथ में टेक ऐड हो सकता है.
Exactly. So anything, it's not just कि tech based है तो you have to be AI based, या क्योंकि वो एक perception होता है कि it has to be everything digital or something like that. But no, anything that's solving a technological problem that's contributing to that world, उसमें we would love to have you on board. And also, if you talk about women founders, women founders को हम इसलिए इतना encourage करते हैं to apply because we have a special, अलग से हमारे पास उनके लिए एक segment होता है for their applications, and we really are looking forward to receiving applications from women-led startups. Even our judges, our mentors, everybody is really interested to see what these startups are doing and how they're creating a difference. So इसलिए हम इतना encourage करते हैं women entrepreneurs को, aspiring entrepreneurs को, to apply, to come and see कि उनकी potential यहाँ से यहाँ जा सकती है by being part of the ecosystem.
And the way we offer this support is, हमारा ज़्यादातर जो efforts हमारी होती हैं, they are focused towards coaching, ट्रेनिंग, आपका फाउंडर इंस्टीट्यूट का करिकुलम होता है, आपकी टेलर्ड कोचिंग होती है विच इंक्लूड्स आपके स्टार्टअप का जो इंडस्ट्री वर्टिकल है, उसी वर्टिकल में से एक स्पेशलाइज्ड कोच फ्रॉम विद इन द इंडस्ट्री, जिनके पास लिंकेजेस भी हैं, उनके पास एक्सपीरियंस भी है. He or she can open doors for you, they can create opportunities for you. उसमें सिर्फ हम एक चीज रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, इनफैक्ट हम मैंडेटरी करते हैं अपने फाउंडर से कि उनमें वो जज्बा होना चाहिए, वो कमिटमेंट होनी
Exactly.
चाहिए, राइट. हम अपनी कॉमन इकोसिस्टम वाली टर्म्स में कहते हैं वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के जरासीम होने चाहिए उनमें.
Exactly. And
And
then I would like to, please Anya.
I think कि speaking on ये for uplifting women, हमारा Aisha would be able to tell you better about the week-on movement.
Exactly, I was about to talk about it. I wanted to share कि NIC के जो प्रोजेक्ट डायरेक्टर है सैयद अहमद मसूद, he is the founder of Change Mechanics as well. So in partnership with Change Mechanics, NIC Islamabad is working on a movement, Weekon, if you've heard about it. For Weekon, the idea, उनका आइडिया ये है कि हम जितनी भी वुमेन है जिनको करियर ब्रेक मिल जाता है, जो उसके बाद इंडस्ट्री में दोबारा आने के लिए दे स्ट्रगल ऑफ कोर्स आफ्टर मैरिज, आफ्टर मल्टीपल आपके बीच में माइलस्टोन्स होते हैं जिनकी वजह से आप इंडस्ट्री से बहुत इरेलेवेंट हो जाते हो. तो उसके लिए वीकॉन वाज क्रिएटेड so that you can come back, आपको असिस्टेंस मिल सके, आपको सपोर्ट मिल सके ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस की तरफ से, वर्ल्ड बैंक की तरफ से, और हम आपको वो जो गैप है वो ब्रिज कर सकें, so that आपकी पोटेंशियल, आपका टैलेंट ज़ाया ना हो. एंड बिकॉज काफ़ी सारी खवातीन जब ब्रेक पे चली जाती हैं तो दे लूज पार्ट ऑफ देयर कॉन्फिडेंस, थोड़ी सी वो जो स्पार्क होती है, उनको लगता है कि वो इरेलीवेंट हो गई हैं, उनके स्किल्स उस तरह से नहीं रहे. बट वी ट्राई टू ब्रिंग बैक दैट कॉन्फिडेंस बाय कनेक्टिंग देम विद मेंटोर्स, विद कोचेस, ताकि उनका वो कॉन्फिडेंस भी वापस आ जाए, उनको वो रेलेवेंसी भी दोबारा से मिल जाए, एंड दैट गैप इज ब्रिज्ड अगेन.
Acha, I see another question in the comments. Can we manage this alongside university? Aisha, to address your comment, we currently in our cohort we have founders, startup named Cosmosis, और founder का नाम है हुजैफा. हुजैफा और उसकी जो team है, they are university students studying in FAST और FAST के CS program no less. तो FAST वैसे ही मशहूर है for being a very hard and grilling university. And उसमें भी वो जो students हैं, they are working full time as students on the side and then as entrepreneurs as well. और उनके साथ I had the honor of having a podcast with them as well. और उसमें हमने सारी ये बातें खोली और हमने उनसे पूछा कि how do you manage this university के साथ, because giving attention to a business it's a pretty big deal. तो
Exactly.
उनके what they the
Yes,
light
I
that
would
they
like to add Isha ki example bhi. Isha was a student, the founder of
definitely.
Trust.
Yes,
Just is a mental health startup focused on therapy, on economical therapy, accessible therapy. और she was, I think, अपने किस semester में थी सनिया वो?
she was in her 4th semester.
Exactly. So being a fourth semester student, not even in a final year, ठीक है, fourth semester से she was so passionate about this idea कि she came here और हमने manage किया, हमने थोड़ी सी flexibility भी दी in the schedule, and because she was very passionate about it, so she managed, and within few months उसके business के numbers had a drastic change.
So the way to manage it is definitely possible. आप में बस वो drive होनी चाहिए. NIC इस्लामाबाद की requirement बहुत drastic नहीं होती. हम आपसे ये नहीं require करते कि आप आके हमारे incubation center में ही बैठें और उस office space में ही बैठें. If you're doing that all the time, तो फिर आपका true purpose I'm sure achieve अक्सर ना हो पाए. हमारी जो मेन आपकी होती है रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, दैट इज टू अटेंड द फाउंडर इंस्टीट्यूट सेशन, जो हर हफ्ते होता है एक दफा, एंड दैट सेशन इज फॉर अराउंड 3 hours आई थिंक. तो ये एक कमिटमेंट है जो सारे फाउंडर्स पूरे करने में दे make a lot of effort for it. Uske alawa, when we have investor events, when we have workshops, when we have training sessions, बहुत फायदेमंद होती हैं स्टार्टअप्स के लिए, बहुत इंफॉर्मेशन होती हैं, but then again it is up to them. We do recommend that they attend, और उनको जो अटेंड करते हैं उनको बहुत फायदा भी होता है.
Exactly.
So one of our startups was in the comments as well. I see FitHer giving a testament to our program. और FitHer के लिए, डॉक्टर शाइस्ता के लिए, the coach that NIC Islamabad paired her with, उन्होंने उनके लिए open doors, like she mentioned, like I met the executive teams of Fauji Group and Hashu Group over there. So these linkages, ये कहने को छोटी बात है, but they take startups a long way.
Exactly. And on that note, I am thinking to invite Shaista in this live session.
Oh yes.
Shaista, why don't you join us? चलें, जब तक शाइस्ता हमें join करती हैं, we have another question. Sanya, have we the second last? Local investment companies NIC backed startups को बहुत कम fund क्यों करती हैं? Investor actively NIC startups को fund कर रहे हैं, तो क्या आप details provide कर सकते हैं? So, like we mentioned, थोड़ा सा क्वेश्चन इज कंफ्यूजिंग, बट जो मुझे समझ आई है इससे, आई थिंक कि NIC, अगर हम आपको डायरेक्टली, लेट्स से हम आपको डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट कर भी देते हैं, अगर हम आपको कॉन्टैक्ट्स दे भी देते हैं, उसका कोई पॉइंट नहीं होगा, बिकॉज फर्स्ट यू नीड टू, देयर इज ऑलवेज अ स्टेयर पेस, राइट? तो आप आएंगे, आपकी पहले फाउंडेशन बिल्ड होगी, यू नीड टू क्रिएट दैट वैल्यू to be valuable to those investors, right? We have so many startups in Pakistan who are looking for investment, पर सबको नहीं मिलती क्योंकि उनकी वो value create नहीं हुई होती in the market. So you need to create that first with us, NIC Islamabad की resources के through, हमारी growth strategies के through, and then you are able to go and pitch in front of those investors. So there's always a process that you need to follow to reach that stage. Of course.
Definitely, I would like to add कि there are always platforms like आपने Shark Tank तो जरूर देखा होगा. So वो investment opportunities भी readily available होती हैं. Shark Tank में a lot of NIC startups participated as well. आपने देखा होगा उसमें हमारी FitHer भी गई थी, Dr. Shaista was there as well. We had Kangaroo Care AI and along with many others as well. तो फर्क सिर्फ ये हो जाता है कि एक प्लेटफॉर्म से आपको थोड़ी एज मिल जाती है, आप थोड़े ज्यादा यू आर बेटर अवेयर ऑफ दी सिचुएशंस, यू नो हाउ टू बेटर हैंडल देम. सो एनआईसी इस्लामाबाद के थ्रू ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज अवेल करने का थोड़ा सा ये फायदा भी होता है.
Somebody has asked if the idea is good enough, do the coaches help you navigate to make it better? Of course, Aisha, हमारा पर्पस ही ये है कि आप एक आइडिया के साथ आते हो, एंड जरूरी नहीं है कि आपका आइडिया बिल्कुल परफेक्ट होना चाहिए, आपकी सारी चीजें सॉर्टेड होनी चाहिए. नो, आप आओगे विद एन आइडिया. देयर सो मेनी स्टार्टअप्स जो हमारे पास आइडिएशन स्टेज में आए थे, बट विद टाइम अब उन्होंने जैसे जैसे ग्रो किया है, उनके प्रोडक्ट ने भी इवॉल्व किया है. विद टाइम फीचर्स ऐड हुए हैं, विद टाइम उन्होंने सेकंड प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च कर दिया है. सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ दीज कोचेस, मेंटर्स, दैट्स द पर्पस ऑफ एनआईसी, कि आपके आइडिया को इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग कर दें by adding components or taking out those components, so that it's ready for the market. It is competitive enough.
इसमें एक एस्पेक्ट ये भी होता है आयशा कि आपका बिजनेस मॉडल एंड देन योर फाइनेंशियल मॉडल, राइट? सो कोचेस का बहुत ज्यादा हाथ होता है इन एडिंग वैल्यू टू दैट. अगर कोई चेंज की जरूरत हो तो कोच की जो एडवाइस होती है, जो इनसाइट्स होती है फ्रॉम देयर एक्सपीरियंस इन द इंडस्ट्री, वो डेफिनेटली चीजों को फाइन ट्यून करने में हेल्प करती है. उसके अलावा आई नो कि हमारी एक कोच हैं, she offers a lot of insights for social media. Her name is Nazia Hamid. वो हमारे startups को she really helps them build a social media presence. So it is not directly related to their business aspect, but it's a very
Exactly.
valid point जो businesses को चाहिए होता है.
बिल्कुल. Uzair, Uzair has asked how to craft a winning pitch deck. So इससे मुझे डॉक्टर हिना की ट्रेनिंग याद आ गई है, because exactly उसका
Oh yeah.
यही नाम था, the training. We have so many public trainings going on, Uzair, जिसमें आपको pitch करना सिखाते. Even if you don't get selected, you can attend those workshops and those training sessions, and trust me, it's going to be a game changer for you. 1 hour, 1.5 hour की workshop, it's going to give you so much to take with you back home, कि आपको अपनी growth में feel होगा कि अच्छा, you had this thought process, but now you have this thought process. आपको अपनी growth नजर आएगी. And if you're asking this relevant to the application, um, for that, I mentioned before as well कि we're going to post a video जिसमें we're talking about कि आपने अपनी cohort 3 की application को किस तरह से effectively fill in करना है. So please stay updated on our socials for that.
And to add some more to that, हमारे जो incubated startups होते हैं, they go through a weekly pitch perfect session as well. Program
Throughout
managers.
6 months. Throughout
Yes,
6 months.
absolutely. So throughout those 6 months, जब आपकी weekly pitch refine हो रही होती है, आपको उस पे feedback मिल रहा होता है, you're constantly improving, तो that is magic on its own. Acha, you asked what are the most important factors that NIC looks for in a startup when considering an application. So first and foremost, like Aisha mentioned and I mentioned in the beginning as well, tech element, right? Um, so that is one consideration. The second consideration is um, idea. Having an idea is wonderful, but having an MVP or being close to creating an MVP. MVP क्या होता है हमारे पास? It is a minimum viable product, right? So that is the realization of your product or your service, or at least a roadmap to the realization of your product or service, right? कि आपके पास एक proper plan हो. So that planning is very important. Um, the third important factor I would say is founder. फाउंडर का सही होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, एंड बाय सही आई मीन उनमें वो जो एंटरप्रेन्योरियल एस्पेक्ट्स हैं वो होने ज़रूरी हैं. हार्ड वर्किंग, मेहनती, एफर्ट डालने वाले, you know, punctual startup founders are very important. So these are things that we look for when screening our application. Another question was asked is how do we support startups after the incubation period is over? तो अगर मैं इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड को थोड़ा ब्रेक डाउन कर दूं 6 months and 6 months में. So if you look at an entire year, the first 6 months they're catered to your founder institute sessions, right? आप आते हैं, आप सेशंस अटेंड करते हैं, और फिर उन सेशंस से रिलेटेड आपकी एक असाइनमेंट होती है which is graded and these assignments are mandatory. आपके फर्स्ट 6 मंथ्स का थोड़ा सा पार्ट ये आपके एफआई सेशंस होंगे. उसके साथ साथ आपके rigorous coaching sessions चल रहे होंगे, right? Coaching sessions to refine your business model, to refine your financial model, और इन दोनों चीजों के साथ साथ आपकी pitch practices हो रही होंगी. Constantly revising and reviewing your pitch decks and your pitching techniques. Isme we have different criteria, we have different types of pitches. We start with a 3-minute pitch, then we make it a 2-minute pitch, and then we have 60-second pitches as well. उन 60-second pitches को हम hot seat pitches कहते हैं. So it's basically an elevator pitch. आपको वो करना भी सिखाते हैं, and all this effort 6 months की is preparing you for the next 6 months. जहां तक जब आप आते हैं in the second half of your incubation phase, we hope, और हमारी सारी मेहनत इसमें होती है that you guys become pros. और उसमें ये होता है कि you guys are ready to present your startup and your efforts to VCs or investors, or not just these but partnerships के लिए भी, collaborating with corporates, companies के साथ, building your customer base. In सब में we see an exponential growth, right? That is the help that we offer.
Also, Uzair is asking कि what are the 3 factors जो हम देखते हैं? So again, just to add to that, it's the startup, it's the founder, how serious the founder is, and third, it's the market size. So आपकी again कि आपका प्रोडक्ट कितना स्केलेबल है, उसकी मार्केट में क्या प्लेसमेंट हो सकती है. Because some ideas are very innovative, लेकिन उन आइडियाज की स्केलेबिलिटी नहीं होती. आप उनको मार्केट में प्लेस करो भी तो it's उसकी जो सक्सेस रेट है वो बड़े कम टाइम के लिए होता है. सो वी लुक फॉर स्टार्टअप्स जिनको हम स्केलेबिलिटी में हेल्प कर सके. लाइक सनिया सेड कि शुरू के 6 मंथ्स आपको स्ट्रेंथन करने में, आपकी फाउंडेशन स्ट्रॉन्ग करने में लग जाते हैं, एंड देन द नेक्स्ट 6 मंथ्स उसमें हम फोकस करते हैं कि आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट रेडी किया जाए. सो फॉर दैट वी नीड टू मेक श्योर कि आपकी मार्केट पोटेंशियल भी उतनी ही है फॉर इन्वेस्टर्स टू बी इंटरेस्टेड इन योर स्टार्टअप, इन योर आइडिया.
What sets NIC apart from other incubators in terms of support and opportunities provided? That's a very interesting question. So, the government funds a lot of NICs. They're all over Pakistan. काफी शहरों में हैं. NIC Islamabad को क्या set apart करता है? More specifically, we are at the heart of the country, right? We're in the capital. और उसका ये फायदा होता है कि we're a thoroughfare. जो भी पाकिस्तान आता है वो इस्लामाबाद जरूर आता है, और जो भी इस्लामाबाद जरूर आता है वो NIC इस्लामाबाद जरूर आता है. So we get a lot of visits, we get a lot of representation. हमारे काफी
Exactly.
international exposure भी होता है.
Plus Islamabad is the main hub टेक्नोलॉजी का. अगर मैं कहूँ आपको So we have so many opportunities. Like Sanya said, कि जो भी visit आता है, so you get to see, you get to have way more visibility at NIC Islamabad. आपके इन्वेस्टर्स से कनेक्ट करने के लिए, फंडिंग के लिए कनेक्ट करने के लिए, you need to have visibility. You need to market yourself. You need to be active. और NIC I think आपके उस जो आपका effort होता है ना, उसको cut down कर देता है into half because of its presence, because of its connections. So that sets us apart. And plus, um, I would also like to add कि हमारा जो incubation process है, um, that's very rigorous. So हम इस तरह के founders को prefer करते हैं जिनका background बहुत strong हो. So if you're coming and by that I don't mean कि you need to have an engineering background or a medical background to have a startup जो health tech में हो या AI में हो, नहीं. By that I mean कि आपका, for example, we have a startup, GK के professor है वो, and he had a very strong research, Ali Turab Jafri, if I'm not wrong, Sanya, right?
Yes, you're
And
correct.
his startup's name is Flow Time. Um, unki he was a professor at GK, so that's his background. And now he wants to work with NIC in growing his startup and scaling his startup, and he's doing an amazing job because of his background. So you see, you get to connect with so many different backgrounds, different perspective के लोग, researchers होंगे, women tech होगी, आपकी कुछ होंगे जो बाहर से आए होंगे पाकिस्तान सेटल होने के लिए. So many amazing examples, and yeah, I can literally imagine all spaces, founder spaces. Um, that's the diversity you get to witness at NIC Islamabad. And even though we have many incubation centers through out all over Pakistan, but the diversity you get to experience here and the connections you get to make here because of that diversity, I think that's a proven fact कि ये बाकी और centers में आपको नहीं मिल सकता. So yeah.
And one thing that I would like to add here as well, NIC इस्लामाबाद में जो खास बात है जो किसी और में कहा, वो उसका Founder Institute program भी है. So no other NIC is offering this Founder Institute program. NIC Islamabad is, and this program, like I mentioned before as well, it really helps uplift our startup founders because it provides a holistic approach to their business from end to finish. It starts with, I think the first session for the Founder Institute program is, uska title hai Mission and Vision, right?
Exactly.
So it starts with the basic fundamentals of your startup. और उसका आखिरी सेशन इज लीगल एंड इक्विटी. और बीच में आपका फाइनेंशियल मॉडल भी है, आपका एमवीपी डेवलपमेंट भी है, आपका प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट है.
Literally covers every aspect.
Absolutely.
And
So
plus
this
global mentors, उनका experience, Udemy का आप लोगों ने सुना होगा, of course, everybody knows about it. That's also a graduate of Founder Institute. So you see कि किन mentors से आप सीखते हो, किन से आपको, किन के साथ आपको exposure मिलता है, unmatched.
and it's this network that NIC then uses, NIC Islamabad then uses for its specialized trainings. जो हमने पहले भी mention किया था, ये जो vast network हमारे पास local और global mentors का होता है, industry specialists का होता है, we then engage them to come and give our startups those specialized trainings cater to their particular needs. उनको उस वक्त चाहिए क्या, जरूरत किस चीज की है, उनको उसी चीज की ट्रेनिंग मिलती है. Success stories from previous cohorts that you would recommend applicants to look into for inspiration. We have a lot of success stories, mashallah, in IC Islamabad ke. And I would suggest that you head over to our Instagram page and our LinkedIn page. उस पे काफी अच्छी तरह हमारी communications team ने उसको document भी किया हुआ है.
So just to name a few,
Some success
I
stories.
maybe
Go for it, Aisha.
you can look for Najumi Xperia. आप उनका देखो, उन्होंने किस तरह से multinational companies के साथ, when he came here, he was at ideation stage, just with an idea, or within 6 months, माशाल्लाह, Najumi ने हमारे साथ इतना ग्रो किया है कि उन्होंने मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज के साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कर लिए हैं. सो यू कैन लुक इनटू दैट. Other than that, I have Lexa in mind and Zylexa as well. Um, Adversity bhi, Sanya, I would suggest कि he looks into it because
Definitely.
adversity ने भी from local to a global mark, I feel कि उसकी success story आपको बहुत inspire करेगी. With the help of our coaching sessions, specifically वो हमेशा ये कहता है कि the founder के साथ that our coaching sessions were really helpful for him to go global. So yes.
एंड देन हमारे ना वी हैव दीज माइलस्टोन्स जब हमारे स्टार्टअप्स इनको हिट करते हैं तो बहुत खुशी होती है. टू नेम अ फ्यू, आई कैन टेल यू कि वी हैव अ स्टार्टअप Echo who Echo got $70,000 as investment in our last quarter, right? Then we have a startup in our current cohort, Cal6 International. Cal6 won Red Bull's Japan pitching global competition. So ये एक local startup है representing Pakistan on the global stage. It, बहुत फख्र होता है इन पे, इन founders पे. It's
वेबसाइट्स पे आप
amazing.
जाके देखो तो हम तो सिर्फ एक अचीवमेंट हाईलाइट कर रहे हैं. मल्टीपल अचीवमेंट्स जो आपको बहुत इंस्पायर करेंगे. लिटरली हैव 15 to 20 success stories to highlight. Are there any program sessions we can look up before filling up the application and preparing for the interview process to get through easily? Okay, Aisha, I would like to say this again कि हम अपनी socials पे एक video upload करेंगे जिसमें हमारी program manager is explaining the application process step by step कि आपने किस तरह से अपनी application fill in करनी है. So for the initial step, अभी आपका जो first step है वो है आपकी application. Interview process is going to come later stage में. तो आप I would highly recommend कि आप वो हमारी socials पे देखो वो video. It's going to be live today, inshallah, and take help from that. And then apply. अपने application form को बहुत detail में fill in करना. And on that note, I would also like to highlight कि आजकल we use, which is not a bad thing, we use AI to help us in everything, and even we use it. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's here to help us, but I would suggest कि अपनी application take, you can definitely take help chat GPT से, C से, deep C से, लेकिन I would recommend कि आप अपनी application को अपने एक personal touch के through उसको fill in करो. What you know about your startup, कोई भी AI, nobody knows about it that way. And nobody can present it, can write about it with that passion. तो आप अपनी application खुद fill in करो. That would really make it stand out. That's one tip I'm going to give to you.
We have another question. What are some qualities or traits in applicants that have historically contributed to the success of startups at NIC? So I think Aisha, हम दोनों एक-एक trait बताते हैं. Would you
Okay.
like to go first?
Okay. So trait wise इतने सारे हैं कि
True.
one that I have in mind is the diverse background they come from. So it really inspires me. For example, अगर हम truly पाकिस्तान की बात करें, तो the founders themselves, वो इतने multi-talented हैं दोनों. They love helping us with the applications. They literally, truly Pakistan is basically, to give you context, travel tech में आया था हमारे पास, but now it is so much more than that. उनका आइडिया इतना इवॉल्व हो चुका है, फाउंडर्स ने खुद इतना ग्रो किया. सो दैट नैक फॉर ग्रोथ, आपकी डाइवर्सिटी की, आपकी पोटेंशियल टू ब्रॉडन योर होराइजन्स, दैट्स वन थिंग, वन ट्रेट that we love about the founders that come in here.
I would also like to add, Isme, the element of grit.
Yes.
Which is founder perseverance, founder effort, right? And this is one thing that we have seen in our founders, like you mentioned Truly Pakistan, I'll pick up that example. They have a lot of grit. They have the ability to, go through situations as they come, and they deal with each situation with the finesse that is required us time pe, right? So that is very important point in our founders. Your other question is, how does NIC ensure diversity and inclusion in the startups it selects for its incubation programs? So
For this, I
we
would like to highlight कि हमारी अभी socials पे because I look after socials, तो मुझे पिछले दिनों एक question आया हुआ था of women led startup. उसमें उन्होंने मुझसे पूछा कि हमारी आपकी एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म में आपने पिच डेक भी मांगा हुआ है, वीडियो मांगी हुई है. So the founder herself has some special abilities जिसकी वजह से she's not able to shoot that video or she's not going to be able to speak in that video. Is that okay? So I was so happy to have received that message. बड़ा gladly मैंने उनको reply किया कि yes, of course, we're going to be very happy to receive your application. So that's one example I would like to give. Okay, it's not about the gender, the disabilities, or differently abled people. You even if you come from an area जो far flung areas हैं, GB हो गया, सिंध हो गया, ये सारे areas भी हैं, उन सारों को सारे aspects को be it location, be it gender, जितनी भी demographics आती हैं बीच में, उन सारों में we support inclusion and we're all on a personal and professional level both. पूरी NIC की जो core team है वो सब बड़े strong advocates हैं of inclusion. So you don't worry about that. If you have an idea, just fill in the application form.
I would also like to bring in here one thing special about NIC Islamabad is we're working on research commercialization, right? And
Yes,
for a lot
very
of
important aspect. Yes,
right,
yeah,
I realized that we didn't talk about this in the live session, but
yeah.
it's really important because research commercialization basically होती है कि आपका एक आइडिया होता है, उस पे आप एक रिसर्च पेपर लिखते हो और आप उसमें दिन रात की मेहनत डालते हो एंड यू क्रिएट एन एंटायर प्रपोजल. स्टूडेंट्स के लिए अक्सर वो फाइनल ईयर प्रोजेक्ट होता है, प्रोफेसर्स के लिए वो उनकी पीएचडी होती है, but it's often left on the shelves, right? It stays as a document, as a research paper. So
Mm,
NIC Islamabad, we recognize this small gap that is left, and we really help push these things forward. We're working on research commercialization, जिसमें हम researchers को लेते हैं, right? And we help them turn that idea into a reality, right? So
exactly.
वो उसको as a
Plus
startup.
in researches में इतनी potential होती है. कुछ researches FIPs इस तरह के होते हैं. लिटरली स्टार ऑफ द शो कि उसको अगर थोड़ी सी मेहनत की जाए, उसको प्रोडक्ट उसमें से आप कहते हैं ना तराशने की कोशिश की जाए, तो लिटरली आपका आपका स्टार्टअप कैन डू वंडर्स. सो रिसर्चर्स को हम बहुत ज़्यादा करते हैं इनकरेज टू अप्लाई बिकॉज we love building a scalable product, a marketable product from those researchers. Help you build that. You do that, of course, and we just help you do that.
Can you provide any advice on how startups should approach the initial application form to make a strong first impression? Yes. Like Aisha mentioned before, everyone uses AI. A lot of people do. There's no harm in this. There's no shame in that. But be smart about how you use AI. So I would suggest कि इस एप्लीकेशन को बहुत प्यार से और बहुत मेहनत से फिल आउट करें, in the sense be as specific as you can, give as much detail as you can, but detail से ये मुराद नहीं कि आप you start writing an essay. आप देखो कि क्या information मांग रहा है form, and आप उसके हिसाब से आप cater करो and make sure you hit those points that are requested,
I would also
right?
like to highlight कि just to impress us, आप उसके अंदर कोई false information नहीं डालो,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, since you're going to be incubated here, वो आ तो जाएगा सामने, right? So we really appreciate honesty, क्योंकि even if you don't have these impressive figures या आपका कोई इस तरह का business model आपका नहीं बना हुआ stable नहीं है, it's okay, just be very honest in your application form, because that's one thing जो मैंने देखी है in cohort, जो last cohort की applications आई थी उसमें there were many applications जिसके अंदर हमें काफी सारे factual figures थे जो गलत थे, काफी सारी false information थी. So we highly recommend कि आप honesty को एक priority रखो while filling in your application. Don't think that it's going to impress us. Think that being honest is going to impress us, even if you don't have some impressive figures to highlight. So yeah.
How can startups make the most of the resources provided by NIC, especially when they're just starting out? Avail them. Avail them all. Um,
Exactly.
right? Just,
बिल्कुल, that is a basic answer.
show up, right? Attend the sessions, attend your coaching sessions, attend the training sessions as much as you possibly can. I have a colleague, and his favorite phrase is, "Your network is your net worth." So, and
Exactly.
NIT is the best place to create your network. Up, create a network, bother your coaches, bother your program manager
And
as
plus
well.
इसमें I would like to highlight कि जिस तरह से आपके FYP होता है जब, तो एक वो बच्चा होता है जो पीछे पड़ा होता है अपने प्रोफेसर के, अपने इंस्ट्रक्टर के कि ये मुझे बताए, मुझे ये बताए. इंस्ट्रक्टर भी तंग आ जाते हैं, बट नोट दैट पूरी क्लास में से 2 या 3 बच्चे होते हैं जो ये करते हैं.
Hmm.
ठीक है, और वो जो 3 बच्चे होते हैं उनको प्रोफेसर मना नहीं कर सकता कि यू आर गेटिंग टू मच या आप बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प ले रहे हैं.
Because
सेम
there's no
केस,
such thing.
एग्जैक्टली इसी तरह आप NIC इज लाइक एन ओपन बुक. ठीक है, आपने अपने 6 months कैश करने हैं. That's literally being the communications manager. I'm saying that, but I would really want you to avail those opportunities here, because many of the startups, they think कि NIC में हम आ गए, incubate हो गए, now we're set. No, the journey begins there. उस point से begin होती है आपकी growth. आप आए हैं, अब आपको access मिल गया है. Now you have to make an effort कि आप हर aspect को cater करो. आप हमारे project director से भी मिलो, आप उनके भी coaching sessions लो, पीछे पड़ जाओ. आप coaches खुद select कर सके हो. हमारे ऑफिस आवर्स होते हैं विद मेंटर्स एंड कोचेस. आप उसको completely अवेल करो, आप सारी वर्कशॉप्स अवेल करो. सो देयर इज सो मच यू कैन डू, एंड आई थिंक कि जितना भी कर लो फिर भी थोड़ा सा रह जाएगा at NIC. That's the and without exaggeration I'm saying that, because yes, that's the potential we have here at the National Incubation Center Islamabad.
Definitely. Very nicely put, Aisha. Uzair, I hope that answers your question.
I gave an application. Mariam, I would like to ask, आपने application कब दी थी? So हमारी, if you're talking about cohort 3, तो हमारी अभी applications are live, right? तो आपकी application process अभी चल रहा है. Our deadline is 20th of March. उसके बाद आपकी application review की जाएगी.
And
So
if in case, Mariam, if you are talking about cohort 2 as well,
yeah,
application reject hone ke, there could be a number of reasons, right? If I can list a few of those for you, pehli baat, I would recommend that you look at the market size of your initiative. I don't remember if it was a product or a service, but my general advice would be, आप देखो कि इसका जो market size है, is it really a big enough problem that you're trying to solve? एक local market होती है और फिर एक global market होती है. So you need to consider both aspects, right? दूसरी चीज that I would really ask you to look into is, where were you on your MVP stage? आपका product किस stage पे था development का? Was it just purely an idea? या कोई आपने अपनी application में did you talk about the product as well, or the development of the product? इन
exactly.
पे गौर किएगा.
Plus, I would like to highlight कि अगर आपने अपनी कराई थी cohort 2 में, for all the people who are listening और उनकी application नहीं accept हुई, I would like to suggest कि आप अपनी pitch deck को बिल्कुल भी miss ना करो. So many of the applications we
Yes.
received, उसमें आपकी pitch decks upload नहीं हुई. और वो बड़ा मेजर फैक्टर होता है because it really you know gives us an insight into who you are as a founder, आपकी personality क्या है, how passionate you are about the idea, and 1 minute pitch is enough to ensure us कि आप बड़े serious founder हैं. So that is going to give you an edge. इसलिए I would highly recommend कि आप अपनी pitch deck ज़रूर upload करें 1 minute की, and just be very vocal about your startup, your growth, and everything. That it doesn't have to be a perfect pitch. No, that's why we're here. कि हम आपकी वो perfect करवाएंगे. But
Hmm.
uploading a video is essential for a winning application. So please do that. Highly recommended.
Does NIC have partnerships with any government initiatives or private entities that could benefit startups? So, NIC itself is government funded, right? So, if I break it down for you, NIC is funded by the government, and then it's a public-private partnership. So these private companies, they help manage that funding, right? इसमें जो आपकी दो leading companies हैं, that is Change Mechanics and Cybervision, they are the managing partners for this NIC.
Exactly.
The rest of the companies that fall into the consortium that I mentioned earlier as well, we have Hashu Group, we have Telenor, we have Fauji Foundation. These are the private entities that benefit startups with all the ways that I mentioned earlier: networking, funding, opportunities, corporate linkages, in सबके through. Government partnerships, I don't think we have to call them partnerships since we are semi-government. But
Exactly.
we had an event called Grant Gateway last month, and उसमें we had representatives from the Prime Minister Youth Program, right? उसके अलावा recently last week, NIC Islamabad startups were invited to the Prime Minister's cabinet meeting as well, held in the Jinnah Convention. So our startups do definitely get an edge. They do get
Exactly.
involved in
Bill.
meeting government representatives, uh, being in meetings that discuss policies, cater to startups. तो ये सारी चीजें definitely at
और
NIC,
प्लस
yes.
हमें हमें इनेबल ही गवर्नमेंट करती है. एनआईसी है ही गवर्नमेंट की वजह से. सो इट्स इग्नाइट द नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी फंड. उन वो they literally enable NIC Islamabad. We're here because of Ignite, and then we have Ministry of IT and Telecom. तो इन दोनों की वजह से NIC is here. So that I think is self explanatory कि अगर वो हमारे enablers हैं तो आपको access कितना होगा to these funding opportunities and government bodies, right?
So,
So
sorry, I should cut you off.
yes, please, please.
So before we end, our
Yeah,
time is coming to a close. I would just like to quickly recap regarding the application process. Do apply for Cohort 3. It's going to be an amazing opportunity for all entrepreneurs, all startup founders, especially women founders. NIC Islamabad has a mandate to incubate 25% female founders. So Aisha mentioned before in the meeting that we have specific seats for our women founders. उसके
exactly.
अलावा, I would also like to stress upon the quality of your application. Please make sure that you upload your pitch decks. Application, like Aisha mentioned as well, pitch deck upload करने में बहुत अंदाजा होता है टीम को कि फाउंडर की क्वालिटी क्या है. It gives us a better perspective and it helps us evaluate the team better, and therefore it increases your chance of getting incubated, right?
Exactly. And the last point I would like to highlight is that even if being a woman founder, पहली बात to do apply. And even if you don't get selected, trust me, the exposure you're going to get by filling in the application form, जो आपके
Hmm.
questions आपके mind में provoke होंगे ना, कि अच्छा यार ये है, मेरे मेरे startup में ये क्यों नहीं मैंने address किया हुआ, you know, तो वो चीजें आपको इतनी insights देंगी लूप होल्स में कि आपके आपके स्टार्टअप में क्या 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 है. सेल्फ अवेयरनेस क्रिएट होगी. प्लस अदर देन दैट NIC को आप डोंट थिंक दैट दिस इज जस्ट एन इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर जहाँ स्टार्टअप्स आते हैं, फाउंडर्स आते हैं, दे गेट इंक्यूबेटेड. नो, इट्स लिटरली अ कम्युनिटी हब जहाँ वी रियली वांट यू गाइस टू कम इन, अटेंड इवेंट्स, आपके कनेक्शंस बने, all all without any uh, charges or cost. we just want to enable this ecosystem. We just want to bring in a revolution in this ecosystem, specifically for women-led startups. So on that note, I would like to end the session.
Can I interject here and just answer
Yes,
the
please.
latest 3 questions that
Yes,
just popped?
please, Sanya. Please
So
do
I'll
that.
start really quick. Uzair, our startups have complete autonomy. Like I mentioned before, hum equity bhi nahi lete, and our role is more of a guiding role, right? All
Exactly.
our हमारे जो sessions होते हैं, जो आपके business model में भी हम, we give advice. Financial model में we give advice कि हमारे हिसाब से this is the best way to go. This is the best roadmap. The rest is up to you, right? No one, we're not going to force anyone to do anything. How can I apply का question फिर से आया है? I would strongly suggest everyone to head over to our website nicislamabad.com. वहाँ पे हमारा application form for cohort 3 is open. And lastly, Zishan का सवाल है, can anyone from the power energy sector participate? Yes, definitely. Why not? We would love to have your application, Zishan. Again, head over to nicislamabad.com and fill out
Exactly.
that application.
आप प्लीज एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म पढ़ें एंड जस्ट टू रीआइट्रेट दैट आप फॉर्म को पहले गो थ्रू करें डिटेल में, मेक योर नोट्स, फिर उन नोट्स के थ्रू अपनी एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म फिल करें. अगेन, यूज एआई इफ यू वांट टू, बट डू नॉट कॉपी पेस्ट, बिकॉज अगर आप पर्सनल टच के साथ लिखेंगे तो आपकी एप्लीकेशन को ज़्यादा चांसेस होंगे टू बी सक्सेसफुल, बिकॉज दैट्स गोइंग टू गिव अस एन इनसाइट. यू जस्ट इमेजिन कि हमारे पास 1000 एप्लीकेशंस आती हैं, 1000 अगर उसमें से जो पर्सनल लिखी होंगी ना वो बहुत कम होंगी, तो दैट्स गोइंग टू make your application stand out. So yes,
Thank you all for attending. Best of
thank you
luck,
so
and I
much
hope
everybody for the
to
amazing
see
response.
you.
Lovely questions. May
Yes.
Rose में Sanya. It's like I
अच्छा
don't
मुझे तो
want to end
बिल्कुल
the session.
बिल्कुल फील नहीं हुआ रोजा. The energy was amazing.
And we are just flew literally. So on that note, see you guys again. We're going to have regular AMA sessions. So any questions you have, reach us out on our socials. If not, तो आप AMA session के लिए updated रहो. Next Tuesday, we're going to have a session with our program manager, Kamran Tawfiq Khan, and we would love to answer all of your questions there. So
Thank you all for coming,
thank you, everybody. Thank
and
you.
happy International Women's Day again.
Yes, happy International Women's Day.
Khuda Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.